Jesus here. Be sure to check the description to find out how you can become a valued cheesehead. And anyways, we have this UU match here against Pantas, this fearsome old lumberjack dude. And to our own right, we are an old gentleman, the finest out there. And we brought some random ass Pokemon to the table, just kind of figuring out how some random ass Pokemon work. And he's brought a scoliopede, which is different, and 5 standard pokes that have pretty decent synergy together. So, anyways, I'm kind of thinking kabutops as a lead to kind of... I thought that Rhyperior would be afraid of it, so he just leads Scoliopede. So let's get into the battle and see exactly what happens. The electricity is already flaring blue in the air. It's going nuts. Stone Edge, bam, and I'll miss. No, we cannot afford that miss. A very critical, crucial miss, as you'll see. 50% to Blastoise. I'm surprised. Perhaps I'm more offensive than I thought I was. I might actually be max attack, max defense, kind of just to sponge up those physical fire moves from Victini and Darmanitan and stuff like that. So anyways, I go into togekiss to take the hit because he's my special wall, and he tricked the Zapdos specs. That is no good. Bad news bears right there, as I thought he would go into Umbreon, but actually, in all realistically, Zapdos is also a great counter into togekiss. So he brings Zapdos in, as he goes back into Blastoise, and I had a free turn to hit something with a Stone Edge, and I failed. So instead, he's going to get to spin those rocks right away. I go for a Stone Edge, and he's max speed Blastoise dodging out of the way. This big fat turtle just left whoosh, way over there, and now he's gone. A Stone Edge miss. Huge chunk of boulders. Anyway, the skull does nothing once again to my togekiss, and I decided to preserve my kabutops because he could definitely get off rocks later, and because he's poisoned at such low health, he can come in hard and set up rocks. So Zapdos just goes for HP flying again, which I kind of figured he'd do since I have 2 things on my team that absorb up electric type attacks. So one that technically absorbs it, the other one just resists it. Immunity, so I get a little payback with a crit and Umbreon, but what the hell, like I care. Anyways, that Umbreon is weakened a little bit. Heracross didn't really care. He comes in as he protects, and I predicted that. So I'm like, yay, now I'm going to get a free Mega Ornament, but he hits the Turbo Protect. This man has plays up the sleeves that I didn't even seize. Okay, let's seize the opportunity to double out into something that resists a Mega Horn. So I actually decided Kabutops because I kind of thought Chandelure would come in, and I kind of thought he would be scared out and didn't want to take any unnecessary damage. So I went straight for the rocks, figuring I would die right after this poison damage, and he is not able to get a spin off. So I figured I would just pressure him out with electrivire here, and just go from there. And I almost thought earlier that he might have been especially bulky Blastoise, so I definitely could have taken him out with a wild charge. Otherwise, he would have lived the wild charge. So he brings Rhyperior in, and I had no option except to go for the electric type attack because I want those rocks there to stay, as he puts his own rocks up. And he goes for a protect here, which is kind of lulzy, but whatever. He protects, scouts, and yeah, I could have got a free switch, but whatever. So togekiss sees his Chandelure coming in, him with an air slash, and reveals the leftovers. So that's okay. I could take any hit this thing wants to take at me. Would have been about like 40 down to 40% from a fire blast. Instead, he brings flamethrower to the battle, so I could take that. I could bulk it up and just take it. So he goes for another HP flying, as I decide to just roost off that damage because I'm like, hey, I got lefties, I got roost, I got special defensive bulk. What's going on? And he decides to do it again as I hit him with an Aura Sphere. I just wanted to weaken him down, and I honestly thought he would switch into something else on that turn, but he doesn't. So he goes into Blastoise here as I get my roost back into full health, which is great because this seems to be taking 25% from rocks every time it switches in. And I decide, hey, I missed some Stone Edges, so I'll go for more hacks in my favor. And 2 flinches in a row is going to be enough to see a dead Blastoise just pummeled, laid out across the battlefield. He's going down. I don't care how tightly those claws are gripped into the ground. Down into the graveyard with the clowns. Anyways, Zapdos coming back in. and I figure I'm not really afraid of him. I think this time he's finally going to go for the T-Bolt, but no, he goes for the Roost. And that is frustrating. So I Ice Punch him. They're going to have that 10% chance for a freeze. I thought I would take him out because Zapdos do not have the best defenses. But this Zapdos is bulky Zapdos, so it doesn't do much. I don't know if he's max invested in the defenses and HP, but he has a lot of investment in, at the very least, HP. So I go into Hitmonlee now, figuring, hey, let's just do some work. And I predicted to switch into something. And I figure I go straight for the high jump kick, but 14%! I had no idea. I always think this thing is ground poison or something, but it's actually bug poison. So that is going to be quad resisted. So I go into my Krookodile here, figuring that, okay, he just wants to switch out, and yeah, whatever. So I go crunch him, and it does nothing. Are you kidding me? I had no idea about the bulkiness of Scoliopede. That's insane. A bulk. EQ would have been an easy OHKO, but it didn't happen. And he's got more plays up the sleeve. I'm just getting outplayed here. Anyways, togekiss coming back in. We still got this. I can feel it. So dealing 22% to the Zapdos, and this time he volt switches and I didn't bring in the electrivire, but he still would have. I would have taken a lot of damage. A lot of passive damage, but I just roost that damage off because I'm a togekiss, which is really interesting. They carry Volt Switch on a leftovers Zapdos. I don't. It's very interesting, might I add. But anyways, he goes for the Rock Blast. 1 hit, 2 hit. We could do it. No, togekiss, you're gone. No, no, I needed you, togekiss. Anyway, Hitmonlee coming into the battle, figuring that he's just going to protect, so I'm just going to throw a fake out at him because maybe if he didn't protect, I could still wither myself down, more poison damage, but more importantly, be able to outspeed everything. Instead, he brings Scoliopede, and this would have been a great turn to Stone Edge, but we go for a close combat at 12%. I kind of thought this thing was hindered down to the point where it was just going to be able to die from a close combat, but no, he was at something like 50%. So now he protects. I go for Stone Edge. He knows I'm not locked into it or something. Maybe he thinks I'm scarfed or something. I don't know. But I've already faked out, done different moves. So he goes into the Rhyperior and failed to protect the Rhyperior switch. And now I still feel like, hey, I still have it. Hitmonlee's going to die no matter what. I don't care if he protects. He has to protect here. I die to entry hazards no matter what. So the entry hazards are really taking a toll on my team, and this is kind of the crutches of UU, those big entry hazards. Heracross takes a straight 20%, goes for the close combat, and he lives with 1%. Are you serious? No, the EQ brings me down to the point where poison finishes me off. No, if only I packed Guts. I decided to go with a dual Moxie team. Everybody brings Moxie Cross. I think Guts Cross is better, but I brought Moxie Cross to the battle. So he protects on my Ice Punch, but Ice Punch is going to hit his whole team. Chance for a freeze, etc. So he brings in Zapdos to die here as Death Fodder, and it's only an Electrivire that is poison, so, but it does have lefties too, so it's going to only lose 6% or so a turn. So he brings in Umbreon here. I figure he's just going to protect because that's all damn Umbreons want to do. Stall me out. And here we go. Turn number 44. Let's do it. Cross chop. Critical hit. No, I didn't even think I needed the crit, but he takes it. Finishes me out with that foul play. And that is going to be a great game there, Pantaz. And thank you so much for watching. Be sure to interact. I love to interact back, so just do that in the comment box. Say whatever the hell is on the top of your mind, and you'll be sure to get a response back. And I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. And that is going to be about it. Peace. Those scores, the Showdown glitch, those are way too high. What is going on?